here. So let's start by getting nice and centered. Starting to turn off this outside situation, tune into this inside situation. So you can uncross your legs, go ahead and slide to the back of your chair, have your feet flat on the floor if you can, and relax into the back of your chair. So after you do that, let the eyes close, shoulders relax down your back, and begin to tune in to your breath. This gentle movement in the body as you breathe, feeling the lungs fill and empty, wax and wane, inhale and exhale. And as you do this, you might notice a few things. Of course, there is the movement of the body, but maybe the breath feels effortful. It's not an easy breath. Maybe there's some restriction going on, a tightness in the belly, feeling of compression on your chest. And you can think about that tightness or that compression or restriction as effort. Your body's efforting in some way. So just see if you can relax a bit, like a fist unclenching. Your whole body just kind of melts for a moment. You might feel some of that tightness, that resistance. You might feel it lessen a bit. The breath might become easier, more natural. And then you might think of other ways that you effort where you don't need to. Of course, we could get very philosophical about that. You can definitely take your mind there if you'd like to. But even in your body, you might notice your hands gripping. Can you relax your hands? Sometimes the feet grip as well, or the legs stay tense. Relax that effort. The muscles of the pelvis, relax that effort. Soften your jaw, your forehead, your eyes, and anywhere else where you are efforting that isn't really necessary right now. And as you move through your day or days, you might want to do this mindfulness practice here. Just where am I holding tension that I don't need to be holding tension? And then relax and breathe. Storing that somewhere in your mind for later. But for now, I'll ask you to take a deeper, fuller breath and slowly bring yourself back to your space. Good. And slide to the edge of your seat and have your knees about hip width apart and your heels stacking underneath your knees so you have a nice stable posture. Good. So this first movement that we're going to do is going to start off rather subtly, and it's going to become a bit more dynamic as we move along. And how dynamic you take it is completely up to you today. So we're going to start by just doing some gentle circles with the head. Just rolling around the neck here. I want you to breathe as you do this. And just go with the first direction that your body starts moving you in, knowing that we'll go the other way. Now be careful here, especially if you experience vertigo easily. You might want to have your eyes open or closed for this, but just rolling the head around here. If you are starting to feel dizzy, slow it down. You do not have to go that fast here. But know that the neck, this movement we're doing here, is an extension, or it's actually a part of the spine. And we actually want to warm up the whole spine here. So you might just start to think about allowing your shoulders to be a part of this movement. So the chest comes forward and tucks back, rolling the shoulders around. And the head is still moving, but the shoulders are getting involved here. There's a bit more movement in the upper spine. It's almost kind of dancey. Just let it go if that's the case. And then allowing that movement to come down further toward your core. And you're just rolling around on the spine. It's kind of like a snake, kind of just gyrating is a word to use here. Good, just rolling around. And then allow the movement of the spine to come all the way down to the tip of the tailbone. It's more of a fluid, intuitive movement here, but the entire spine is engaged. You're winding around, warming up the body. Maybe some areas feel really tight, maybe some areas feel really loose, but keep rolling. Again, allow the head to be a part of that. If you think about this too much, it actually is, it's harder to do. Just roll around, just roll around. Now, I want you to be aware of the direction that you're moving in right now. And then without too much of a jarring sensation to your body, I want you to go the other way. So stop and then begin to roll in the other direction. Same big expression, rolling around the entire spine. Now, if you've been taking a deep breath in a moment, add in a deep breath. You may start to feel some heat in the body, maybe a looseness. Maybe there are parts of you that are resisting doing this for one reason or another. That's okay too. Keep moving. Now, in the same way that we made this expression bigger, we're going to start to tighten it up or start to wind it back up. So start to create a stillness to the base of your tailbone. You're still moving around from the core up, rolling around the head, rolling around the spine. And then start to stabilize or still the core and allow the movement to be much more in the shoulders and head. And then allow your shoulders to become still and just let your head move. Rolling around the head for a little bit longer. Deep breath in and out. And then allow your chin to drop down to your chest. And lift your head up to center. You can have your eyes open or closed, but feel sensation for a moment. After all of that movement, coming to a stillness here, the mind might feel clear. Good, then take a deeper breath and bring yourself slowly on back. Good. Sometimes you'll find that one uncomfortable because it's a lot of intuitive movement, the body moving sometimes in a sensual way. Like it's okay to get in touch with that discomfort a little bit and move past it sometimes, especially with the intention to be to warm up the body. Like your entire spine probably feels a bit more enlivened right now. And there might even be a calmness to your nervous system. So again, if you like that one, put it in your pocket, save it for later. The next thing we're going to do is help to stretch the sides of your neck. So you're going to lift your right hand up and overhead, bend the elbow, and bring your right hand to the left side of your face. Now, you're not going to be yanking on the head here. You're just going to put about 5 pounds of pressure into the head and just draw the right ear toward the right shoulder and breathe. You don't have to yank here, but you do have to breathe here. Good. And then go ahead and release the holding of the head, bring it back up to center. You might feel a little unbalanced right now. That's okay. Good, and then we'll practice that on the other side. So lifting your left arm up, bending the elbow, bringing the left hand to the right side of your face. Try to do this with this headset on. Good, and then again, just about 5 pounds of pressure. Draw the left ear toward the left shoulder and feel that gentle stretch on the right side of your neck. And breathe. Good, and then release the hold. Come back up and go ahead and relax that left arm down. Good, so a little bit more for the shoulders here. I'm gonna have you drop your arms next to you, and then you're gonna slowly shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, squeeze them up, squeeze, 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 and then drop the shoulders down. And we're gonna do that a few more times. So again, kind of like you're gathering up the tension in the shoulders. You're pulling it up toward the ears, drawing it out of the muscles here in the shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and with an exhale, drop it off your body. Again, shrugging up. Shrug your shoulders, shrug them up, shrug, shrug, shrug. And exhale, relax. 2 more times, just in case. Shrug up. Squeeze the shoulders toward the ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Take a deep breath in and relax. 1 more time. Squeeze it up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze. We're going to keep squeezing for a little bit longer. Take a deep breath in, please. And then exhale, drop your shoulders down and feel sensation. Might feel like warmth or circulation in the tops of the shoulders and neck. Might feel like your shoulders are dropping further toward the floor than they were before. All right, and then keeping the knees right where they're at, you can have your hands on your thighs if you'd like to. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, down over the thighs. Now your hands can stay on your thighs. If you want to go further, your hands can hang toward the floor. Either way, let your chin drop in toward your throat so the back of the neck opens here. And we'll stay for a few breaths. Perfect. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and roll yourself back up to a seat. Great job. So we're gonna do some more flowy movement. I'm kind of feeling the flowy movement today. But for stability's sake, I'll ask you to take your feet and knees a little bit wider apart. And so the general stance I give you here is just a little bit wider than your shoulders. The heels are stacking underneath the knees and the toes are pointing out at about 45 degrees. Now to make sure that you're stable here, just lean from side to side for a moment. And if you feel like you're going to fall over, either shorten or widen the stance with your feet, okay? All right, so have your hands on top of your thighs or knees here. Think about your spine again from the base of the tailbone all the way up to the center of the brain. And we're gonna do some what I call spine sways. So you're just gonna lean over to one side as far as you can, and then come right back up and lean to the other side. And then come back up and just keep going. I like to exhale as I go to the side and inhale back up. And an analogy that's often used for this exercise is a blade of grass blowing in the wind. Your spine is a blade of grass blowing in the wind. Now, grass does have roots, so you want to make sure you keep your hips grounded on the chair as you move from side to side here. And of course, it's not just the spine that we are affecting here, it's all the muscles laterally on sides of the spine. So the right side of the body, the left side of the body, the intercostal muscles, those muscles between the ribs. And of course, the head is moving around here, stretching the sides of the neck still, swaying from side to side, keeping the hips grounding. You might feel a gentle pulling in the lower back. That's a good thing. And we're just going to continue for just a little bit longer. Keep breathing. Good. And then with an inhale, zip up your spine nice and tall. And feel sensation as you come into stillness. Good. So one thing I love about these flowy movements is that they're quite intuitive. Like they're kind of movements you do anyway if you had the space and time to do so. So I think about kids, they're sitting down like watching TV or playing on the floor, and they just start to stretch and move in like very intuitive ways. We're kind of trained out of that as we grew up. And so sometimes yoga can help actually reconnect us to that intuitive knowledge of the body. The body will always want to move the way it can to relieve tension. So play around with that a little bit more. So I'll have you bring your feet back together, I should say, into that hip distance stance, feet stacking underneath the knees, and sit up tall. We'll do some twisting here. It's a spinal class. You're probably picking up on that. So with your next inhale, lift your arms up and over. With your exhale, bring your left arm forward, your right arm behind you. Twist, 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 looking behind you. Then inhale, lift the arms up, come back to center, and exhale, go the other way. Right arm forward, left arm back and twist. Inhale, unwind, and exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind, and exhale, twist. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. A few more times from side to side. Good. So we're going to hold. So as you bring your left arm forward, your right arm back this time, stay in the twist, please. And once you're there, sit up a little bit taller in the twist. Then exhale, really roll the right shoulder back. Look behind you. Feel the navel pull in and twist with you to the right. All right, with your inhale, unwind, lift the arms up and go the other way. Take the right arm forward, the left arm behind you. Twist, twist, twist. And again, once you're there, sit up a bit taller. Inhale. Exhale, roll the left shoulder back. Feel the navel pull in and twist with you to the left. And breathe, feeling that spinal rotation. All right, inhale carefully, unwind. Good, and feel sensation as you do so. So for this next exercise, I'll demonstrate it really quickly for you. It's not a wholly complicated exercise, but it's just good to see because the instructions might be confusing. So I'm going to take my arms wide and turn the palms toward the ceiling. Now, when we externally rotate the arms like that, by turning the palms toward the ceiling, it presses the upper back or the shoulder blades into your spine, forcing the chest to open, which is what we want to do here. Now, to help increase that a little bit, we're going to inhale, lift the arms toward the ceiling, and then exhale, open them wide again. And as we open the arms wide again, it's like we're knitting or bringing the shoulder blades toward one another, again, helping to increase that opening of the chest. All right. So it'll be arms wide, lift up, arms wide, and we'll move in and out a few times before we stay for a bit. Okay. So sitting up tall, go ahead and take your arms wide, turn the palms toward the ceiling. You can even look up a little bit here. Good. Now with your next inhale, bring the palms together overhead, reach up. And as you exhale, think about your shoulder blades coming together as you take the arms wide again. And then do that again. Reach up, inhale. And exhale, shoulder blades together as you take the arms wide. Reach. And out to the sides. Reach. And out to the sides. A couple more times. Reaching up. Feel the spine lift. And wide. Once more. And then take the arms wide, palms toward the sky, and stay. And breathe. Good. Then inhale, reach up. And then exhale, release the arms all the way down. Whew. Feel sensation. There's a lot of energy around the chest, around the heart. Might have helped to wake you up a bit. Sometimes that big open expression is called a power pose. Just kind of makes you feel a little bit more confident and powerful. So hopefully you have a little bit of that going on right now. Good. So sitting up tall, take a deep breath in and exhale, fold down over the thighs again. Hands can be on the thighs or you can hang them toward the floor. Feel the neck release, meaning the chin drops in toward the throat. And take some deep breaths here. Good. All right. With your next inhale, please sit back up. Feeling sensation again. Perfect. And so we'll spend the last few minutes we have together in a meditation. So go ahead and just slide to the back of your chair and have your feet flat on the floor, please. And you can choose to sit up tall if you'd like, or you can just relax. It's up to you. But either way, let your eyes close and take a deep breath in and out, letting yourself settle into your inner experience. Now, because we just moved the body around and stretched and strengthened in different ways, your inner experience might first go to your body. So let that happen if that's the case. What do you feel in your body? You also might be aware of your energetic state. Maybe you feel more awake right now. Maybe you feel like you did some work, a little tired. And your inner experience might also include your mind. How is your mind now after this practice? Is it a bit more focused, a bit more grounded? No expectation that anything had to happen. And then we'll start to work with our breath in a more orchestrated way. This breathing technique is called the even breath. And our goal is to make the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale equal. And so a way to do that is actually to count the breath. You'd inhale for a certain number of counts and exhale for an equal number of counts. And a count is whatever you use for internal measurement. It could be an estimated second, the sound of a word or syllable. So just do your best. So go ahead and with your next inhale, inhale for a certain number of counts, a length of breath that works for you. And then exhale for an equal number of counts. It's also good to mention this is not your deepest breath. Allow it to feel natural or as close to natural as you can. Inhaling for a certain number of counts and exhaling for an equal number of counts. Inhaling for a certain number of counts and exhaling for an equal number of counts. And we'll continue for just a couple more rounds. Stay with the practice as best you can, breathing evenly. This breathing evenly, it helps to, of course, focus the mind because you're counting. But as it equalizes that exchange of oxygen for carbon dioxide, it helps to regulate your nervous system, calm the mind, and even bring a sense of balance to your system, physically, energetically, hormonally. And so as you complete this next exhale, you can release the technique. And then go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring your palms together and rub them together, creating heat. And take the heated palms over your eyes and gently brushing over the top of your head, down your neck, bringing yourself back to the space around you. Mm. So thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. Hope you learned something new. If you liked anything we did, you can always practice it at any time. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Have a good weekend.